All right, I am here with Brett Thomas. Brett Thomas, thanks for being a guest, my dude.
No problem, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Man, I met you, I was thinking about this morning. I met you about 5 years ago at a Bible study. A mutual friend brought you.
Yeah, actually, I think I met y'all when y'all came to Home of Grace.
Okay, is that what it was? Okay,
Essentially,
yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, we were coming to talk about RPM. And
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then after I got out of Home of Grace, I was looking, I was in third phase with Kelly Simone, and he was going to y'all's Bible study.
Okay.
And he invited me, and I started going over there, and then got to meet y'all more after that.
Yeah, so we have a Monday night men's recovery Bible study, and a lot of outside people that weren't even in our recovery program would come to that. And yeah. So where are you originally from?
So I was born and raised in Baton Rouge. I grew up outside of Baton Rouge in Livingston Parish in Watson till I was like 15. Then we moved to Geismar for like my high school years till I was about 18. And then I got my own place in Baton Rouge for a little bit and kind of bounced back and forth.
So raised around Baton Rouge area.
Yeah.
Never out of state or anything.
No, so I lived in Biloxi for a year after I got out of Home of Grace. One of the times that I went over there and worked at Huntington Ingalls. I was an electrician over there for like about a year.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So. Okay. And so were you raised with mom and dad in the house? Or?
So as a kid, yeah, it was me, my mom, and my dad till about age 15. My dad and my biological mom got a divorce over like some drug use stuff like that pertaining to me as a kid. And then they ended up getting back together like a year later, and then they split up when I was like 17.
Okay. So there's just some trouble in the home with some of your struggles, I guess?
Yeah. My mom got me and all my siblings on opiates at like really young ages, essentially to manipulate my father as like to have a place to stay, so like we would lie and cover for her and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew the three of you, your mom and brother and yourself, struggle. I didn't know that was the story. How did that even go down? Like, how did she get you addicted to opiates?
So I remember I was 11. I came home from school one day. It was after my dad had found out that my mom put him in $500,000 worth of debt. We were about to lose our house and our business. And she was like, hey, you got some new... Because I was a sickly kid. I was like in and out of children's hospital. I had a lot of stomach issues. So I came home from school one day. She was like, hey, you got some new medicine from the doctor. I got to give it to you. And she essentially shot me up with a Roxy 30.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so after that, went on for a couple of weeks. Well, I'm giving you medicine, and after that, you kind of figure out what the medicine you're getting is. And by that time, I was pretty much... Yeah, I was already on the ringer at that point.
Man.
Yep.
I had no idea. My God. That is... I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah, well, man, in recovery, you find out a lot of people they start doing drugs because they had a parent that got them on it, you know?
Well, yeah, it's that old commercial. Do you remember, who taught you how to do this stuff? You, all right. I learned it by watching you.
Yeah.
By seeing, Dad's kit. But, man, that's heavy, man. I was going to start off light. Like, where'd you go to school and stuff, man? Where do you get your pink hair dye or something? I don't know. But, dude.
I actually got this from a nice old lady when I was flying a sign. My pink hair dye.
Hooked you up with some hair, huh?
Heck yeah.
Brett, man, that's heavy. That's really heavy. Well, yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about the addiction stuff, but just to get to know you a little better. I've known you for 5 years, but I've never like really sat down and had the opportunity to ask you like questions and learn about your life. Like, cause I know some great things about you. You're an excellent drummer. I've heard you played the kit downstairs at the church before, just playing around, but like, where'd you go to school and stuff?
So for like early life, I went to Live Oak, till my middle school years, and then I ended up going to Dutchtown for high school till I dropped out my junior year, and then I ended up going to YCP, got a college scholarship through them, and then ended up going to RPCC for both of my degrees.
Okay. So you have 2 degrees.
Yeah, I have one in instrumentation and one in process technology.
Okay. And YCP is Youth Challenge
Program.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Which typically, everyone I've ever known, they send their kid there, and it's just teaches them to be worse than they were before.
Man, honestly, I had the most sobriety ever
Oh, really?
after I got out of there. Yeah,
You did well there?
Stayed sober for 2 years after I left there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
did really well.
I guess I've always deterred people. They catch their kid smoking marijuana or something, like, do not send your kid to YCP. That's like not where you want to send them.
Yeah,
but
'cause
if they
they're
were
just
doing
gonna-
hardcore drugs, that'd be another story.
Yeah, I was already on heroin at that age, so.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I had been on heroin for years at that point, though. But yeah, I got sober. I went there for like I think it's like 22 weeks, so it's 5.5 months. And then I stayed sober another 1.5 years after I left there.
Okay. Okay. So you did well there.
Yeah.
Okay. And you drummer, you're an excellent drummer. When was the last time you played?
Man, it's been probably about a year. I still have my kid at my dad's house. It's just like being off and on homeless, and then you don't really have a place to set up drums in the woods,
Right. I guess you could do some tribal stuff,
Yeah, like on like some 55-gallon drums,
Like in New Orleans, they got the
little bucket drummers.
5-gallon drum. Yeah, you could probably rock those.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Any sports or anything like that? You a sporty guy?
No, I did wrestling in high school.
Oh, really?
For like a year, yeah.
Full out unitard, everything.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible.
Man, so yeah, and you touched on this, and so currently you're homeless, kind of. You have an apartment that you can stay in, but
I can stay at my mom's apartment when I need to and everything.
Okay.
I pretty much have been living there for like the last like 6 to 8 months mostly.
in the apartment.
Yeah,
Okay.
like at least 3 days a week, and
Okay.
then I'll stay in the camps the rest of the time.
Okay. So I was, just this morning, I was, doing a little research because did you like, I do some work in California. I'll go in, been on Skid Row, all that stuff, which,
Oh wow.
with the Los Angeles Dream Center, that's a church we're very closely connected with. But being in California, you learn the politically correct terms. So homeless is not politically correct.
Okay, what is the term there?
Okay, so I thought this would be kind of fun. Okay, you're not an overly sensitive guy. We can handle this. So, if we're going to be respectful, and it's a person experiencing homelessness,
Oh, really?
okay, or an unhoused person,
Okay.
people without housing, people living on the street, houseless, alternative to homeless, people in transitional housing, or people facing housing insecurity. So that's like if you're being like super
politically correct.
correct, because and I do like this. You don't want to identify a person by their circumstance, right?
Yeah.
A person matters more than that. So I can get down with that. This is common, less preferred terms: homeless, transit, street people, vagrants. These are the terms you want to avoid.
Okay.
We're getting offensive now.
All right,
Okay.
yeah, I would love to know what this is.
Bum, hobo, which I always thought hobo was people that hop on trains.
Yeah, I would essentially think that those were train kids too.
Those are trains. I had a guy that graduated from high school with me. We went to a private school. He came from a prominent family, and he literally made the decision to become a hobo, hopping trains. It was crazy.
I've done it before. It's actually kind of fun.
I bet it would
From
be.
Baton Rouge
Yeah.
to New Orleans.
This is a weird one. Tramp. I thought that was like a woman with loose morals.
Yeah,
A drifter, a derelict. See, that one's mean. These are funny, but not cruel alternatives.
Okay.
Okay. Urban camper.
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Cardboard condo resident. Curbside enthusiast. Free range human.
That's the best one.
Sidewalk CEO.
Okay.
Yeah, that's important.
There's not many sidewalks in Baton Rouge for us to be camping out on, but
Location flexible legend.
that's probably the best one I've heard.
Okay, sleeping bag entrepreneur.
Okay.
Outdoor living influencer.
Nice.
Nomadic ninja. Concrete cowboy. The tent city mayor. And this one, alley Airbnb guest.
Okay.
Yeah. And then no fixed address adventurer. So yeah, but you go with homeless.
Yeah. We all just call each other homeless
We're
people
homeless.
out here.
Yeah. And I've spent. I know that was somebody's probably like, that's so insensitive.
Yeah, right.
Well, we're just two friends talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've spent some time really getting to know. I've invested a lot of time getting to know different people, especially living on Siegen.
Yeah.
Years ago. Man, this was back in 2017, even before I met you. There was a gentleman I met out there, got to know his story. He was actually a chemist, went to Parkview Baptist, had.
Oh, are you talking about
Don't say any
Mike?
names. I don't know. This was years ago.
I think he passed away.
He did.
Yeah.
So this one guy. I mean, I'd called some of his classmates, got him a scholarship to go to rehab, and raised all the money, and just ended up jumping in front of a car on interstate. You know, and it's just.
Well, I think he actually got hit by a car. He was an enthusiast for riding his bike down the interstate.
Yeah.
We all like kind of avoid that. We'll try, if we're going from one end to Baton Rouge, we'll take the little side roads,
Right.
the best we can. But no, he would ride against traffic on the interstate.
Man,
he was a psychopath.
When I say that I spent every day looking for him, and I was like, man, I'm gonna help this guy get off the street. I'm gonna help this guy get off the street, and just didn't ever get there.
He was a brilliant guy.
Oh, he was super smart. He had a chemistry degree. Chemistry is one of the classes that have me keep me from graduating from college. It's chemistry and statistics.
Yeah, chemistry and physical science were the two classes that I actually had trouble with when I was in college.
Right. So how did you end up like homeless? Because I mean, you're living with your dad who has a business. How did that happen?
So my dad is remarried now to my stepmom. She's an awesome woman. I love her to death. But I would get sober for like 6 months, man, and then I would relapse. And with fentanyl, it's just like it's a dangerous game to play. It's just anytime you relapse, you're going to overdose.
Yeah.
It's just off top. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is. And I kept overdosing like every 6 months, 9 months, I'd be overdosed at the house, 2 or 3 in the morning. I'd get a bag or something like that. And my stepmom and my dad kept finding me OD'd. And it was to the point where it was like, they were either going to lose their marriage or I was going to have to move out, dude. And there was just no ifs, ands about it. My dad wouldn't let me stay, My dad loves me to death. That's my best friend. But, I was not going to be the reason his marriage ended because I cannot stay clean.
Yeah.
So I took the initiative, and I already had my mom was already homeless out on Siegen, and my brother, he was homeless out on Siegen. So I mean, I knew, they would at least make sure I didn't die.
Right. Okay.
So I went out there, and that was in 2021, I think.
Yeah. What is I'm sure your dad has a different level of compassion also because he knows your story. He knows how it happened, right?
Yeah. My dad knows pretty much every dark secret I have. He's the only person I'm 100% open with. Because I know he'll never judge me. He loves me for who I am.
Yeah. Man, I've never had the pleasure of meeting him, but I have heard great things. I know Kelly has told me great things about your dad.
Yeah, my dad's a stand-up dude.
Yeah. So you're homeless with your mom and your brother. What is that like? I mean, I don't know if it's a funny story. You were in rehab one time, and me and a friend of mine, we were going out just trying to love on people, bringing chips around, and I found your mother and your brother.
Oh wow!
And of course, I think you know this. We don't go out there and feed homeless people because we're worried about them being hungry. We're trying to open the door
to get them
hey, let us help you, right?
Yeah.
And so, but also we love blessing people. So we're giving out chips and drinks, and so we find them, and your brother was talking to me. I think I had heard about him. And he had just gotten out of rehab. You had just gone in. You were in Lafayette somewhere, I think, at the time. This was years ago.
Yeah, that was when I went to the Hope Center.
Yes, that's exactly where you were. And so I'm talking to him, and your brother cussed while talking to me. Now, they knew I was a pastor. He was not disrespectful. It's just I'm big on I want people to use their language when they talk to me. I don't want anybody faking around me, right? Yeah. He didn't cuss me out. He didn't say F you. He just used a cuss word. She looked at him. And she said, "Watch your mouth. I raised you better than that." And he looked at her, he goes, "Excuse me?" I mean, it was a burn. He burned. I mean, it's like, then why am I out here with you if you raised me better than this, right?
Yeah.
Better than to cuss. But it was a solid burn. I've never forgotten that moment because your mom didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
But
their relationship is still like that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What is that like being out there with your mom, who is the one who's supposed to take care of you and protect you and provide for you, and
She essentially taught me how to be a better drug addict. Honestly, she taught me how to get money with no job. She, essentially provided ways for me to actually be, I guess I would say a better drug user. It was easier being homeless than it was with a job.
Yeah.
To be a drug addict.
So yeah, wow. So it's probably just not a traditional mother-son relationship.
No, not
even on the respect level, I guess.
I don't even call her mom. I call my stepmom my mom.
Okay.
So I just call her Leslie.
Okay. Man, that is tough. What is it like living? I know I'm jumping around. I'm ADD. That's why.
You're good, man.
What is it like living outside, outdoors? Because I'm a comfort guy.
It took some getting used to. Especially in the heat, man. When you're homeless, you become very innovative. So what we would do is we would get electricity through inverters. I don't know if you know what an inverter is, but so we would all bring our car batteries to Advanced Auto on Siegen. They charge them up for us, because they don't charge anything to charge a battery. It's free. It's a free service every auto parts store provides. So we'd bring probably 10, 12 batteries a day, all of us that have camps, and we'd get them charged up during the day, and at night, we'd be able to run cell phone chargers, lights, fans, stuff like that. And the hardest part for me was showering, because I'm one of those people who has to shower every day.
Yeah.
So showering behind dumpsters, I always thought was really disgusting, and that's what 90% of the homeless people do is they'll go behind these fast food restaurants or these restaurants,
use their hose
and use their hose by their dumpster, because a lot of them have hot water attached to them.
Wow, really?
Yeah, a lot of them have hot and cold water.
Okay.
So what I did was I got a 55-gallon plastic drum and I hung it from a tree, took the top off, let it collect rainwater, ran a valve to it and a hose. And I would open the valve. I had a little shower head. It'd come out the shower head, and I'd close the valve when I was done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What do you do when the 55 gallons runs out? You just hope for rain, I guess?
Either that or I go get a couple buckets of water from one of the fast food places. Usually I just go to Fire Crab and fill up my bucket there, and I'll just get a little ladder and dump it in there.
So it's kind of a lot of work being homeless.
Yeah, yes and no. I think the most work I did every day was bringing my batteries to Advanced Auto. I mean, that was the most labor demanding thing I did.
Yeah. So that's something that's probably a good use for shopping carts. When you see people pushing shopping carts, might have batteries in them.
Yeah, that's actually I still do that. I still bring my battery to Advanced Auto in a shopping cart from my camp.
Okay.
So.
Dang. It's got to be scary though. I remember when I was a kid, we lived on a long, dark, had a long, dark driveway, and this was back in the 90s. And there was a prostitute. There was a old bar on Hushatu Road. So there was a prostitute that would walk around, and all these kind of sketchy people. So when my brother and I would bring the trash out, we would get scared and we would sprint back to the house because it was just scary, right? We would race back. We weren't racing. I was trying to get there before him so they'd get him and not me.
Yeah. Kill him, not me.
Right. What? But yeah, it's got to be scary at night. I mean, you're super vulnerable. You're sleeping. You're in the woods. There's spiders, snakes, and also a lot of untrustworthy people.
So I'm actually terrified of snakes.
Yeah, me too.
Terrified. Anytime I would see a snake, I wasn't going back in the woods that day.
Yeah.
I always kept my camps out of the general population of all the other homeless people.
Okay.
Because what they would do is they would steal from each other.
Right.
And one would steal from one, they'd find out, and they would plan their revenge to go steal from the other dude. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to cut all that out. So I would take my camp and I put it far away from everybody else's camp.
So you just stayed by yourself?
I would stay by myself. Well, when my mom went to jail, when I first got out there, it was me and my brother. I took care of Tyler for a while he was out there because he's kind of useless, you know. He doesn't want to fly. He doesn't want to do anything to actually like contribute to our drug habit.
What does that fly? What does that mean?
Fly sign. So you just like I just go to one of the random dumpsters, grab a cardboard, and write on my sign, you know. And then you either go fly one of the off ramps on the interstate. I always like to fly Target or the little light right there by the Sonic and Advanced Auto because I could sit down at both of those places, you know.
Do you get a lot of money doing that?
The money used to be really good. It used to be I'd make a couple $100 a day, $300, $400 a day if I flew for a couple hours. Now, it's not that good, man.
Yeah.
Especially with all the Keep Tiger Town Clean people. They've really made it hard for the homeless people. They'll go and when they clean up, they'll post all the pictures of the needles and the paraphernalia, and they're like, this is what the homeless people on Siegen Lane are doing. It's like, well, not all of them are shooting up drugs. You know, some of them are kind of mentally ill and just can't take care of themselves.
Right.
You know, so Facebook has made it hard to be homeless.
Yeah. Huh. So it is scary.
Yeah. It's scary not knowing where your money's going to come from, you know. It's
but as far as sleeping out there in the dark,
no, that was never really a fear of mine. But I've never stayed by myself. Like at my camp now, I have this new guy who's out on Siegen. He's been out there for about a year now. His name's I can say it because he's one of my best friends. His name's Trevor. He stays at my camp.
Okay.
So like when I'm not there, he watches over my stuff. And
you charge rent?
No. Just a buddy of mine. He helps me out. You know, keeps it clean.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do.
Okay. What about I'm sure you have some crazy stories out there. I mean, I remember you got hit by a car once.
I've been hit by 7 or 8 cars. I broke my leg in 4 places, shattered the right side of my face, broke my hand, broke both of my feet, and I think my collarbone's still broken.
Oh, wow, yeah. It's kind of sticking
and broke
out.
my collarbone.
Wow.
Yeah. Cars I've learned don't know how to stop at red lights.
Yeah.
And even on a bike, I mean, I can tell you, every homeless person on Siegen has been hit by a car.
Man.
Every one of them.
So are the injury attorneys knocking on y'all's door?
No, well, a lot of us have warrants, so we don't. We don't call the cops. No, because
so you just get hit and
we get hit and we're screwed. Yeah, like I mean, I don't know if you remember. I was out there
in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I was in a wheelchair for probably about a month and a half. I didn't have a ride to physical therapy. I mean, I had to learn how to walk on my leg, like again by myself. Like I toughed it out. I was in a walker, which was pitiful because I'd walk. It was about probably like 3/4 of a mile from my camp to where I would fly at every day. I was doing that in a walker. So I'd have cars like come beside me honking like, hey, get off the road, you dumbass and stuff. I'm like, I'm fucking walking, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So hit by cars, other crazy stories like.
I do.
Because I mean, like, I've never lived like that, you know, and this is all about, you know, interesting people who live interesting lives. And
the craziest thing I think that happens is a lot of like new drug dealers, they will come out on Siegen and they'll give out sample packs, what they call them, which is like a $5 shot of fentanyl or heroin. Well, there's no heroin in Baton Rouge anymore, but so a $5 shot of fentanyl, and you know, if somebody likes it, they'll start buying from that person. Well, what happens is these dealers know that these homeless people fly every day, so they know they make money, you know. So they'll start fronting them insane amounts of drugs for God knows what reason. Like, I remember this one dude racked up a debt of like $2,000 from this dude, but he was a retired Marine vet out there. He actually got housing now. He's a great guy. But he owed this dude like $2,000. So this drug dealer and like 6 other people went through everybody's camps with guns, like ripping people out of their tents and everything, looking for this dude. He was going to kill him.
Oh my goodness.
That was probably the scariest thing that ever happened, because I remember I was in there and I was still seeing my girlfriend who lives out in Mandeville. And she came to stay with me in my tent during a weekend. And
Is she homeless?
no, she has a house and a daughter.
She came.
Yeah, she was. So like when I met her, I wasn't homeless. I was actually sober when I met her, and I couldn't go to her house because there was the scare of me overdosing. She could potentially lose her daughter. So
she came to stay.
So she would come stay with me some weekends in my tent. Yeah, it was crazy. And me and her just got done fooling around. And this dude runs up in my tent like, "Hey, where's so and so?" And I'm like, "Hey, bro, like, I don't know. I don't know."
Wow. So these drug dealers just come and market to y'all.
Oh, yeah. And we were like, she was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I have no clue." And then he told us, he's like, "I'm looking for this dude. He owes me $2,000. I'm like, "Oh, well, his camp is like 40 feet that way, buddy." And he found a dude. He roughed him up pretty good.
Oh, wow.
I don't think he ever got his money though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't happening.
That's crazy. Are these drug dealers, are they easy to spot? Or are they just like look like normal people? Because I mean, like I'll come and like look for you or look for different people. They probably think I'm.
They look like typical people that would listen to rap music and who sag their pants. I'll just put it that way. Okay. With not being politically correct or anything like that, but they look like they're up to no good. Right. I mean, they're selling drugs, so they can't really be up to any good, right?
Man, no kidding. Man, that's wild. So, drug dealers, I've never asked that question. Yeah, so they just come and give you a sample pack, and I'm gonna front you, and which seems insane to front someone that has no job, no money, no house. But
well, man, like I said, like the money used to be really good flying songs. Like I used to make like a few $100s a day, like doing it now. You'd be lucky to make like 150, and that's if you fly like from morning to nighttime.
Right. And when we kind of talked about this earlier today, like there's only a few reasons why people are homeless. Like, is there anyone that's homeless just because they're down on their luck?
So
like as far as like, I'm not mentally ill, I'm not on drugs.
Just not mentally ill or on drugs. No, at least I haven't met any. And I know pretty much all the homeless people on Bluebonnet, Essen, Siegen, Sherwood. I mean, I know like there's pretty much like little groups of us.
How many homeless people are in those areas altogether, you think?
Oh, Sherwood, there's maybe about 15. Siegen, there's probably about 8. Bluebonnet, there's probably about 8 to 10. Essen, there's probably about 20. So like,
really?
Yeah. So
on Essen.
Yeah. Essen's probably like the most populated homeless area. They don't fly on Essen anymore because the cops are so bad.
Is it in between Essen and the mall, like that area?
No, like by like the sound walls on the interstate. Essentially, is where we keep all of our camps. Like,
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
So
not far from here, actually.
Yeah, no, like right down the road from here, right by Jefferson. Like,
right by that's I-12.
Yeah, I-12 in Jefferson. Yeah, it's like where they keep all their camps.
Oh yeah, they lit the sound wall on fire one time.
Yeah.
And so it's drug use and mentally ill.
That I've met, I haven't met. Well, I met this one old lady who she had cancer, and she was on pain meds, but I mean she had them prescribed. I mean she wasn't buying or anything like that. I think her husband had just died, and she just couldn't pay her bills. She was like 70, 80 years old. I mean, it's the only time I ever met anybody that wasn't mentally ill or on drugs that was homeless. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Yeah, she ended up dying in one of the camps one night. Actually.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, she actually died at one of my friend's camps. She was like running a bad fever and refused to go to the ER, which I never understood why like homeless people are scared to go to the ER. I guess because they're scared they're going to detox and they know the hospitals are not going to give us any pain meds.
Right.
But she refused to go to the ER, and she passed away in one of my friend's tents. Actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible. I know a few. I've gotten to know this one lady on Bluebonnet. And all she'll just say the same thing. Jesus was crucified 2,000 years ago. You know that lady?
Is she the one in the wheelchair?
No, She's a sweet lady, sweet black lady.
Okay.
She's so sweet.
I know who it
I bought
is.
her food many, many times, and she just will. I don't know she's always clean though, so I don't know what the deal is. But she's definitely not a drug addict.
So on Blue Bonnet, man, they got a good. They shower behind the Red Lobster, and their dump they're just sounds so disgusting saying this, but their dumpster area is actually like really really clean.
Okay, so that's a clean place to live.
Yeah, so they all go shower there.
Yeah.
They got it made over
Yeah.
there. Siegen, the dumpster areas are not very clean.
So,
That's why I had to make a shower myself.
Wow. But you said like 95% are addicted and mentally ill.
Yeah.
There's probably a small percentage that's just mentally ill.
Yeah, so on Siegen, there's like maybe 1 or 2 right now that are just mentally ill.
Okay.
But when I say they're mentally ill, I mean they're like really like they cannot take care of themselves. Like
Okay.
they're the ones to like make it kind of, and it's bad to say, it's like they make it hard to be homeless because they don't mean to do the things they do, you know, but like they'll be the ones that go in like McDonald's and start screaming and stuff like that.
Okay. Draw
And
attention.
Draw attention to us, and like so, you know, and it's not anything they can help, you know, poor people, because like they're just like they struggle so hard, and I feel so bad for them, but like they make it to where like people have like a horrible opinion of homeless people, you know, like they're gonna come in here steal. Like I know like maybe me and one other person are the only homeless people who are allowed in the Dollar Tree on Siegen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because everybody who was homeless go in there and steal, you know? And like the racetrack has banned a lot of them. Marathon has banned pretty much all of them except for me and Trevor. I mean,
Trevor's your brother?
no, Trevor's just a friend of mine who lives in my camp.
Oh,
with me.
okay, yeah.
He's only been out there for about a year now, but
Okay.
he's become like my like little buddy out there, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Man. Let's see. I had some other questions. So we talked about the reason for homelessness. It's mostly addiction. And I would assume they gravitate to Siegen because of the methadone clinic.
No, they gravitate towards Siegen because it's so easy to fly a sign there.
Okay,
Like,
so it's the people actually giving money that, okay.
yeah, a lot of wealthy people go down Siegen.
Sure.
You know, like they for the shopping centers or you know the businesses there, so they know like it's a joke. Like to be homeless on Siegen, you're gonna get $100 bill at least once a week. It's not the case anymore, but that's when I first went out there.
That's wild.
That was the case. You know, like I would get I was getting like $100 bill like every like 2 days when I first got out there. Now it's maybe like once every couple months you get one. But that was essentially the joke when I first got out there. It was like, hey, you're homeless on Siegen. You're going to get $100 in a couple days. You know?
Wow. Okay. But you see that's trended down, so you're not having as much support, enablement, whatever you want to call it.
Like, it's just like a lot of the like Tiger Town, keep Baton Rouge beautiful people are the ones that like have made it really hard for like the homeless people to like financially support themselves, you know?
Yeah.
Because not all the money that we use is for drugs, you know? We do but like me, I have to use like a certain brand of shampoo and conditioner and body wash. I've been like this my whole life. I only use this one brand. So like, stuff's not cheap, you know. It's like $20 for the body wash, and the shampoos are like $40 a piece, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes our shoes do bust out, you know. So we gotta go buy new shoes, you know. Not all of us are as I guess it's brave, and we'll go in stores and just put on new shoes and walk out. You know, a lot of us are kind of have warrants and are scared to steal because you know.
So you're not a thief. Out there.
No. I've always been like the joke is like I won't even steal from Walmart because I'm so scared to like steal. Like I don't know. I guess I got in trouble when I was a kid. I'd stolen. I think it was like my brother's like check. His first check he got from like McDonald's. I stole like $40 out of it, and I got in so much trouble when I was a kid. I remember my dad tore my butt up, and ever since then if I want something bad enough, I'll go out there and I'll get it myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Gotcha. Okay, so I really wanted to do this because so many people just see a homeless person on the corner, and very rarely does anybody, make the time or even have the opportunity to get to know someone's story, to gather compassion for them, right? Yeah. And I would imagine someone hearing like, oh, wow, I just saw a homeless person. I had no idea that 11-year-old was taught how to shoot up by his mother. It helps you kind of connect. Man, so many people they don't see humanity. They see a homeless person, right?
And they see somebody and they're like, they don't want to work. They're lazy or whatever.
Right. And they don't realize there's some trauma, there's some pain, there's a past there.
Yeah. I can tell you, every person who I've met has not really had like the best of luck or like the best of life. You know, like they've all like had like some really bad circumstances to where they decided to the point where it was better to live outside than it was to continue trying to make a normal life.
Right.
And
I would imagine there's this certain point where you just settle on, because I mean, if I just came out there with you tonight, I would be completely miserable.
Oh, yeah.
But
you would.
But after a few months, 6 months, it's like, okay, I've just settled on this is my life.
Yeah. Well, man, and see, we have like a lot of really good programs in Baton Rouge. Like we have we had the One Stop, and we have Start, which is like an ACT team that goes out. So like, they make being homeless like actually kind of bearable, and a lot of them are providing housing for us. So like a lot of the people that I was originally homeless with now all have housing. They're all in apartments now, and a lot of them have jobs. A lot of them are doing really good,
Are they sober?
A few of them are, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I say sober. A few of them go to the methadone clinic, but they're just doing that, you know? It's better to do methadone than it is to shoot up fentanyl.
It's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, of course.
I agree.
So a lot of them, are starting to actually have productive lives. A few of them went back to college.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, these programs, they're like state funded, that are getting, they're doing so many cuts right now with like the Medicaid and everything right now. It's kind of scary, because it's like eventually these programs will not exist.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Right. Well, one of the things that that I do struggle with, because this Friday night, our team will be out giving out food to, people who are homeless or just down on their luck, given the opportunity to, get into rehab. And almost every Friday night, we at least help somebody get into detox.
Man, that's awesome, man.
But like for me, I live off Siegen. I drive down Siegen every day. I see all these men, these women, and I know that there is Medicaid, there is rehabs. Mm-hmm. I mean, if there's 6 people, you say there's 6 or so on Siegen.
There's about 8 of them right now on Siegen.
Let's say we got all 8 of them in one space. I could get every single one of them into detox today, unless they're a veteran. That's a whole nother story.
And I think there's about 3 veterans right now on Siegen.
And I can at least get them into the process of getting into rehab. So I could have all 8 of them. Me in a van, I could have all 8 of them placed today into detox, on track. And as you know, we have a ministry, that is our only reason for existing is to help currently men get on their feet. And you asked me earlier, what are y'all currently doing? So I go and talk to this guy. Hey, look, man. And he's like, hey, can you give me, help me out? I'm hungry. Okay, I can do better than that. I can get you into detox, rehab, and then I have a 12,000 square foot mansion that you can move into. I will help you get a job. I'll provide transportation to that job, safe place to live, a frickin' bed, right, with a pillow and a shower that's not behind a dumpster. What is it that keeps someone from taking me up on that offer?
The drug usage, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, man, like, If you would come out there right now and tell me like, hey, look, I can get you into detox treatment, and so you're providing pretty much essentially like a sober living, but like 2.0, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So these are all things that I've done before.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? How are you going to convince me that this time is going to be different? You're not going to be able to, because I have to be essentially ready. Mm-hmm. To take the steps forward to actually, succeed in sobriety and to succeed in like being able to get up and go to work every day, And a lot I'd say probably 98% of people right now not ready to take them steps.
Yeah. What does it take?
It takes a lot of being tired. Like, anytime I've ever achieved sobriety, it's like when I was just like really, really just beat down.
Yeah. So like right now, you're not beat down.
No, but I mean, we talked about this earlier. I mean, I've cut my usage down to probably like every 3 or 4 days now. I'm not doing too much. I haven't been doing fentanyl. I haven't done fentanyl in almost a year now. I mostly just do like methamphetamines now.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But
do you think, like, I really, and this is just me genuinely asking, like, approach wise, do you think, there's this whole concept, they do it in California and it doesn't work. It's called housing first. So the theory is you get them into a quality house before you try to deal with the addiction, all this stuff, just to try to up their standard of living.
And see so like I don't know exactly what it's called, but so like my ex, she's a social worker out on the North Shore, and she was working for an ACT team out there for a while. She just actually got a new job, but the way that like the counselors and stuff like that, like they look at it from like a holistic approach, like take care of people's basic needs first, like their necessities, like housing, food, hygiene, and stuff, and then you'll be able to take care of people's like mental needs, because if they don't have the basic needs then how can they focus on taking care of like their mental needs? And I actually think it works. I actually think that that's actually the way you should be doing things. Like a lot of people, like I said, to have housing now are doing
better,
80% better.
Wow.
You know.
Okay. Well, that's what we started off the Restoring Purpose Ministries as a sober living house, a faith-based sober living, because I'm helping. Like literally, our organization has helped thousands of people get into rehabs. When I was at my old the church I was working at a healing place, I helped probably over 1,000 people get into Home of Grace by myself.
Yeah.
But then I realized, and my dream was to have a rehab. But then I felt like God spoke to me and said, "Hey, you're sending all these people to these great rehabs, but you don't have anywhere for them to come home to." So we started a faith-based sober living house, because I realized a lot of the sober living houses are just businesses for people to make more money off their sober living or their rental properties.
Yeah. So like a joke with people in like sobriety is just like, am I going to another dealer's house? Because a lot of them like a lot of people, they'll go to these sober livings, and like especially like the ones that aren't run through like the treatment programs. Like I know like in Baton Rouge, Wood Lake is a huge recovery. Like it's all Wood Lake. Like they have like the Wood Lake sober people, and then they have like the people through Serenity that are sober, like all grouped up together. But if you like say like I went to like the Hope Center in Marksville, like I did, and then I came back to a sober living house in Baton Rouge, well, they're not going to be able to tie me to any of the Wood Lake houses, because I did not go to a Wood Lake facility, and I'm not in a Wood Lake IOP. And I can't go to any of the Serenity houses because I'm not in the Serenity. I didn't graduate from Serenity or go to Serenity's IOP. So I'm having to go to one of these like, I guess you would say like secondhand sober living houses, and those are the ones that you find like people are all just getting high. If you pay your rent, you're straight.
Good. Yeah. And that's why we started. And then then I learned that a lot of for me to expect a man, like, hey, be a man, get a job, pay your rent, right? That's what a man does. Well, that's too tall of a task to someone who's just getting there. They're getting off the street. That's expecting too much. So what we've done is turned it into a 12-month program to take a lot of that stress away. Because you have to get a job, pay your $150 a week or whatever it is. Well, 2 weeks in, you still don't have a job. Now you're $300 in debt, and debt weighs down on a man and will cause you to relapse.
Oh yeah.
So we took all that away. There's no getting into debt with us. So you come in, we are closely tied to an IOP. Whatever rehab you get into, we get you into an IOP. It's literally next door to the place we have.
Okay.
So I can't expect. One guy didn't even know how to ride a bike. Nobody taught him how to ride a bike. How is this kid supposed to get a job and handle his finances?
I know a couple of homeless people that don't know how to ride bikes. They're like, I didn't have a dad. He never taught me how.
And so we've created a structure to where it's very hard to fail. Like, let's say you come in, it's like, man, he's just not ready to get a job. 2 months in, he's still not ready to get a job. You're not racking up debt. You still have food. We still get you your support, the support structure. You're an IOP, but you're not racking up debt. And, okay, he's finally to a place where let's help him get a job. And now he starts saving up, getting himself financially in a place where he can. We just had a guy graduated Sunday. We celebrated him at church. We're going to write him a check. His savings is over $5,000.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? So that's what we've done is created. So I guess my question is, because we have created something completely, it doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
We're the only people that do what we're doing. What if I picked up somebody, kind of built the trust and say, hey, I want to show you this place and show them the house first, show them the place. Do you think that would be effective?
I think in deciding to actually do it, yeah, I think that would be the best approach because like a lot of us that are homeless, we're like so comfortable in doing what we've been doing because we've been doing it for so long that it's just like doing anything else is kind of just scary.
Yeah, of course, because you get used to that chaos. You're comfortable in that chaos.
Yeah, and essentially it becomes to where it's not even really chaos anymore, where it's just everyday
It's just your life.
Yeah.
Man. Any closing thoughts?
No, man. I mean,
what can the community do? What can the community do to help? Because I promise you, Baton Rouge hates seeing people down and hurting, and it's sickening, especially for me who has the resources to see healthy bodies being wasted.
Man, really, the only thing I would say that could actually help homeless people is people start donating to these little programs in Baton Rouge, like Start, One Stop, things that are actually going out and helping people.
Yeah.
So like I said, a lot of people that I was originally homeless with are all actually doing pretty good. They're actually doing a lot better. And it's because of little programs like that.
Is there any value in what we're doing, like bringing food and just building relationship?
Yeah. Well, so a lot of the time when you're homeless, we don't buy food because a lot of time people like y'all come out and y'all bring food and stuff like that, and a lot of time that's what keeps us feeds us.
Yeah,
like that's actually a really awesome thing, because then we can actually focus on using our money for other things like improving our camps and stuff where we live and everything, and taking care of like basic needs like hygiene and stuff like that.
Does it relationally, like since these people, they're bringing us food, does it build
a trust?
Yeah, build trust to where you're more likely to accept help?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I say the last time I went and got sober was when I went to Marksville and stayed out there through their little thing they have going with the Hope Center. And man, the reason I went was because a friend of mine I grew up with, he's a counselor over there, and he came through the woods and came and brought me food, actually, and talked me into going. And sometimes that's all it does take. Sometimes people are having a bad day, and they're just kind of like, they're up for doing what they need to do to get their life together. I've seen it happen a few times where people like y'all or like people who are like involved in the recovery community come out and like just sit and talk with people, and sometimes they're having one of those days where they're just like, you know what?
So it's a timing thing.
Yeah, I would say that it's like when somebody's really having one of those days where they're just fed up and they're just like, I can't do this anymore. It's like either something's got to change or like I'm gonna die out here.
Yeah,
it's one of those days that people usually tend to get sober, I would find.
Okay, so that's why us doing it consistently would matter.
Yeah,
because you're more likely to hit that.
With that and like, so like the people that continuously there's like a few people that have since I've been out on Siegen who bring food out there every week, like. Every Thursday, there's this nice old lady who actually goes to St. George, the Catholic Church on Siegen, which is the Catholic church I go to. She comes every Thursday at the Burger King that went out of business,
Mm-hmm.
and she brings barbecue. She like brings hamburgers,
Oh,
or
wow.
she'll grill steaks, and like,
Whoa.
we'll all go out there, and we know every Thursday night she's gonna have something decent for us to eat, you know.
Wow.
And I've gotten to know the old lady very well, actually, you know. Like every Thursday night, like after we eat, she'll sit there while I eat, you know, and we'll pray after and everything, you know, and she's just a really, really good person. She don't
Yeah.
do it because she has like any ulterior motive. She does it because she just genuinely cares.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, she said like, hey, I want to take you to lunch today. Put on something decent. I'd put forth the effort to go get some decent clothes to go to lunch with this lady because, you know, she's gained my trust at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Wow. Well, man, I appreciate you sharing your story. Appreciate you taking the time. And dude, I'm so sorry for what happened to you when you were a kid, man. That is just
it's okay. I hear that a lot. It's just at this point, man. It's like I'm either gonna let it keep getting me down, or I'm just gonna move on from it.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think this doesn't have to be your life. God has so much more for you.
No, I know, and God's done so much for me, and like I'm only 28 right now, and it's like He's done so much for me in like my 28 years of life that like I know like essentially like I have a brighter future, you know. Like I don't see myself as like always like doing methamphetamines or like being homeless, you know. Like if I picture myself like a year from now, like my life doesn't look like this.
That's encouraging. So you do not see yourself being this way forever.
No, God, no, I couldn't. I would literally take my own life if this was going to be my life forever. It's not going to happen.
So you have hope.
Yeah, of course, you have to.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, man, love you, bro. Always here for you. And I think one day I'm gonna pick you up and I'm gonna show you we call it the recovery mansion because
Well, you said it's 12,000.
I've never lived in a 12,000 square foot house, and it's bad to the bone. Like we have a huge game room with golf arcade game. We got a pool table. I mean, it's shuffleboard. I mean,
I grew up in a 6,000 square foot house,
Good
and
Lord.
that was big.
That's big, yeah.
That was a 5-bedroom house, you know, 2 stories. Like it had 3 ACs. Like so, I can't imagine a 12,000 square foot.
It's huge.
That just sounds
it's a big space.
insane.
3 acres. You're not all piled on top of each other. There's enough
yeah.
room to enjoy life.
Heck yeah.
So maybe I'll bring you by there today or something. But
That sounds good, man.
But dude, I appreciate your time, dude. And love you, bro.
Love you too, man. Always open for it.
All right, bro.